Hello and welcome to the Dragon's Maze set review that we're doing here on PureMTGO.com. I am joined tonight with my buddy Will Lutz.
How you doing?
We're going to be going over the monocolored cards of the set in this recording, and for our Friday recording, we will be going over the multicolor cards in the set, and we'll be joined by Andrew Nelms. So let's just go ahead and
Jump right in?
Yeah, we might as well.
Alright.
The first couple of white cards I see being the Boros Mastiff and the Hazada Snare Squad. They're not really going to see much standard play, but I think they're both very good limited cards.
I really wish that the Snare Squad had been worded just a tiny bit differently, where I could pay X white mana instead of 1 white mana when he attacks. That would be fantastic.
But then he'd be better than a horned turtle with an upside.
Well, yeah, then he could be a rare. I'd be fine with it.
Anyways, the Mastiff, the Battalion, I think is kind of weak on him. I mean, we've seen better Battalion on the Boros Elite and the Frontline Medic and stuff. Lifelink's just not very exciting. He's a very solid creature in Limited.
Absolutely.
I just don't see me sleeving him up with cards that contain more than 40 cards ever.
Definitely cannot ever see that.
Snare Squad, I can see seeing some fringe play in Standard.
Maybe.
Because there might be a point where maybe if there's a mono white control deck or something to where having a 1/4 for 3 isn't the worst
fine,
thing.
Yeah. I don't know though. See, if the guy had Vigilance or just he's missing one thing to make him playable. You know?
Most everything.
Well, just wording him a little differently, giving him Vigilance, he might get some play then. But as of right now, I think he's going to be staying the 40-card decks and probably be pretty good in 40-card decks, for that matter.
All right, moving on, we're going to Lev Decree and Maze Sentinel. The Decree I really like.
I do too.
I really like the Detain mechanic a lot. It's fantastic and limited. It's something that hasn't seen a lot of play in Standard, but I think this could. Whereas the blue spell,
the draw card and Detain.
Yeah. This one, it only hits creatures, which is not the worst thing. I see this being something that a Snapcaster Mage deck might want. I know that Feeling of Dread sees a lot of play.
I was about to say, when we cycle out, I think it will get plenty of play.
Feeling of Dread, you're pretty much doing the same thing for 4 mana. You're tapping down 2 guys.
But you're doing it twice. Well, I guess this is technically the same thing.
Yeah.
Except that one's an instant.
Right.
Which, I mean...
Yeah, the sorcery speed on Decree makes it worse than it needs to be, but Detain is a really powerful mechanic.
No, it is. And after... We're going to lose a lot when this goes out. And we don't know what the new set's going to be. We don't know what it's going to be replaced with. But you're going to lose a lot of the early game that we have right now, or at least the quality of it. And I think that could definitely be, if you start seeing more powerful 3-drops than you do 1 and 2 drops, then that's it's a good card. It's a
Alright.
card.
Maze Sentinel. If this guy gets sleeved up in a 60-card deck and I'm playing against him, I get to entirely pump the fist. In Limited, I really like this guy.
Yeah, I guess.
I like Vigilance. I like being able to attack and block.
I'll give you that. I just, I don't know. 6 for 3/6 is fine in Limited. But there are way more exciting cards in this color, in this set.
Well, what do you think's more exciting than Maze Sentinel?
Renowned Skills. Let's just start with that.
Alright. So what does this not kill? It doesn't kill Thragtusk.
Doesn't kill Thragtusk.
It doesn't kill Angel of Serenity.
Or Resto Angel.
So it doesn't kill...
Or Craterhoof Behemoth.
It doesn't kill the 4 important cards in Junk Reanimator.
Right.
But it does kill Reckoner, which has stopped seeing a lot of play.
Right.
It does kill Geist of St. Traft, which is starting to see an upswing in play.
Seems important.
It doesn't kill Snapcaster Mage. It doesn't kill Omniscience. It doesn't kill Door to Nothingness.
No. It is a very, very
rounded play. It does answer Sorin.
It does.
And it does answer Domri Raid.
It does. It does both.
So it's a neat way for a color that already has Oblivion Ring
Mm-hmm.
to deal with things that I don't think it should very easily deal with.
What it should say is very limited devour flesh.
Except so you both do it and they don't gain life?
Right. Very, very limited devour flesh. I don't know. Look, is it going to be good? I'm sure that there'll be enough use for it later on. But right now, people are getting away from the Reckoners. Granted, they're still out there. People are getting away from the faster Gruul decks. Granted, it's still out there. But, you know, I mean, would you rather play that over anything else?
Right now, I just see Renastigil as being right now maybe a one of an Esper control.
I can buy that.
And the rest of it being a sideboard spell.
I believe that.
Let's move on and let's go to Riot Control. I know that you are excited about this spell.
Very, very much so. It's another fog. It puts me this close to playing Turbo Fog. Did you see that Turbo Fog won a PG key recently? Yes.
It finally got there.
Well, I mean, you know, you got to think, if you're trying to win, the way I feel about that deck is that if everybody and their mother is going to be bringing back Craterhoof Behemoths and attacking for 20, telling them no and not caring what they do from that point forward in the game seems very good. They're going to do a little bit of the work for you. I think the matchup would probably be ridiculous. You get all of the hate that you want to run against that deck. It's just, I think that it's very good. I'm very excited about it.
Most Turbo Fog decks are green, blue, white.
Yes.
And they run Clinging Must, Constant Must.
Mm-hmm.
The one that has Fateful Hour from Dark Ascension, right? Mm-hmm. Do you consider Riot Control to be an upgrade, or do you consider it to go along more with Fog and the Mist?
I really like Riot Control in the aggro matchups. I'm not sure that it'd be played in the main board, but you got to think. You stop the damage and you gain 5 life against the aggro. That's a gut shot. I mean, I don't even know that they can recover from that, especially if right after that you Wrath. Like, you stop, you gain 3.
Right.
You get it back. You can run Snapcaster Mage in that deck, bring it back again. Now you block. You gain 3, 4 more. You know, it's just, they really don't have a way to do it. Keeps you from being burned out because it keeps your life total a little bit higher than it would have been. Uh-huh. It fits right in that niche. I like it a lot.
So I think most of the Turbo Fog decks are just running the 8 Fogs.
Yeah.
I don't think you want to run 12. I think I would just go with regular Fog. Mm-hmm. And I would run 4 of these over the Mist.
Really?
Because Fateful Hour is great, but if you're at 5 life, you're probably going to get burned out anyways.
Absolutely.
This does the same thing, but gives you more of a cushion.
Fateful Hour reads to me, if you're about to lose, you're still going to lose.
So I think Riot Control is an upgrade over Mist. I'm pretty sure I may be the only one that thinks that.
I don't necessarily disagree with what you're saying there. I really don't. The game life is huge. Yeah. Absolutely huge. Scion Victugazi. Love you, Scion.
Okay, so you're getting, at worst, 6 power worth of guys for 5 mana.
Absolutely. 2 of which with evasion, which seems good.
You're getting 2 power of guys that fly. Not the worst. I compare this guy to Geishonored Monk.
I agree.
But I think the Populate ability is more relevant than Geishonored Monk. I imagine playing turn 1 Elf, turn 2 Smiter, turn 3 5/5 Worm, and then turn 4 making Scion, making 2 5/5 Worms.
I mean, that makes sense.
I mean, that's a Magic Christmas Land scenario, but I mean, it's something that could happen.
And you automatically win the aggro matchup at that point.
Yeah.
Once the game is over.
I mean, come at me, deck that has a hard time dealing with 2 5/5s and a 4/4. Let's go.
And you're still getting 4/4s at that point.
You're still getting a 4/4 for 5, which I believe is a better stat than Geist. I think you're getting a 3/3 for 5 from Geist.
Correct. Well, with nothing else going on.
Right.
Right. I like this guy. I think he's going to be great. I can't wait to play him. I can't wait to flash him out with Angels. I'm pretty stoked about it. I think Green White's going to be a thing, though. I mean, call me nuts, but I think that's going to happen.
Could be.
I really do.
All right, Stupid Rock.
That's my professional thing.
3/1 flying, first strike for 5. I'm happy with him in my limited decks.
Absolutely.
If I'm playing him in my constructed decks, I've lost my collection, and no one has felt the need to give me any donations.
Or we bet you couldn't win with a bunch of commons. Bad ones.
Steamboat Rock, I think he's even too overcosted to be played in Pauper.
I do too. I really
I just
do.
think there's better things to be doing with your 5 mana.
Ugh.
Moving right along, we get to the last 2 white cards in the set. We've got Sunspire Gatekeepers.
Which I love for limited.
Yeah, I mean, because if you're playing a lot of gates,
Which
that means you're also playing with Mazes End and Constructed.
Like, I don't know if anyone sat down and thought about how this is going to draft when you get to this pack. There are so many lands in this set. You're going to be taking lands for days.
Is it 21?
Yeah, 21 lands.
Yeah.
You might as well take the gates. I mean, while you're there. There's so many little things that can
You're
play
going to
off
want
of
gates anyways, just to have a better database.
Absolutely. Well, how many cards total in this set? 166?
166, yeah.
21 out of 100. So 1/8 of the entire set is lands.
I'm not even going to check the math.
So that's what? 2 out of every pack roughly is going to be a specialty land plus a land.
Well, no, every pack's going to have a specialty land, and it's not going to have a basic.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's,
Well, there you go
it's
then.
either going to be a Guild Gate, a Shock Land, or Mazes End.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, then I'm going to draft one to Mazes in, see how this goes.
Supposedly, if you see your opponent win a game in the pre-release with Mazes Ends,
Right?
they've cheated. Like, it's supposedly mathematically impossible thanks to some posters on Reddit.
Really?
Yeah. But that's not math, whatever. Anyway, Sunspire Gatekeepers, you pay 4. If you have two gates, you get a 2/2 with Vigilance and a 2/4.
Right. I played Security Blockade.
Yeah. I
Just
did too.
saying. This guy's going to be just fine.
Wake the Reflections.
I really like this card.
I do too, but it currently fits in nothing.
Not a thing.
And I don't know if there's going to be a deck that... You know, there actually is. There is a deck that this fits into.
What's that?
The Bantaggro deck.
Yeah. Yes, it does. With the
Geist.
Concord, yeah.
The only thing that's bad about Wake is it's sorcery.
Right.
And you're not going to be able to do stupid Geist of St. Traps tricks with it.
Right.
Because you're not going to have a window of time in which to wake the Angel token.
Right.
But you do have time to wake a Call of the Conclave token or a Celestial Charm token. So it could fit there. I don't know if it's going to want to fit there.
Yeah, because I think there's just better things right now. Again, most of these I think set up for post-rotation greatness.
Do I like Wake and Pauper?
I don't see why you wouldn't.
I mean, Empty the Worms is gone. I don't think I like Wake and Pauper.
Alright.
Okay, so let's go on to blue.
Alright.
So we hit the little blue button down here, and we get up to the top. So the first card for blue is Aetherlane. We've played Magic for a very, very, very long time. In fact, if my Magic career were a person, it would be allowed to buy cigarettes.
Absolutely.
It's 18 years old now. Morphling was one of my favorite cards.
Mine too.
Torchling was kind of there because it was like Morphling.
What was the green one? What was it called? The green Morphling guy?
Awfuling?
I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember.
Thornling.
Thornling,
Yeah, I didn't play that guy either. I will play this guy.
I will play this guy as well.
I'm happy with him.
He has four abilities, none of which suck.
Right?
But as we've been used to playing with Morphling, we got a little greedy.
Right.
And I think they could have aggressively costed this guy. I think they could let this guy cost 5.
Yeah, well, I do too, but I'll tell you that paying 1 to make him unblockable, attack, flash him out, bring him back in, make the block, pump up the rear end, flash him out, come back in. Yeah, that guy's good.
He is.
He's
no, but he's not Obsidots.
No.
He's not. He will win a battle with Obsidots.
Yes.
But not until turn 7, because you cast this guy on 6. If you're gonna run him out there, you cast him on 6 with no way to protect him, and then hope that on turn 7 they attack with Obsidot, and there's not going to be many people attacking with Obsidot.
No, but if you're not... Okay, let's just say that you want to play Obsidian over this guy, which is not a bad plan. I mean, obviously, there's tons of way to kill both creatures, yada, yada, yada. This guy does give you the option to answer that removal by flashing him out.
Right.
You know, whenever you want to. Obstinate comes out, he comes back in, he hits for 2, he swings, he gets blocked, okay, he hits for 2. This guy hits for 4 back, so really they're doing 2 and 2.
Yeah.
You know, I just think this guy would own him. Unless things get wonky with removal, you know. If things go very poorly for you, then he's not very good. But generally speaking, you drop that guy, you get to untap with him, you're probably going to win.
And that's what you did with Morphlin.
That's exactly it.
Or any other Ling. Alright, so let's go into Hidden Strings. It is...
I really like this card.
I do too.
I really do.
It's a sorcery that lets you tap or untap target permanent and then tap or untap another target permanent. It has Cipher. I like what this card can do with Gilded Lotus.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's not going to do infinite with Gilded Lotus.
No.
But it's going to ramp you up enough to play something big that you couldn't play fair.
That's true. And I'll be honest with you, I really wish they'd made Cipher whenever a creature deals damage. Because this would just make an infinite combo, you know, all on its own. I'd be very happy with that. If only. I think it'd get played. I don't know in what and in what format, but, you know, getting to go off with some kind of crazy mana producer just seems great.
Let's just move on.
I'm alright, by the way. If that were an instant, I would be really happy because I would definitely be, like, mini mana shorting people all the time.
Right.
It'd be fantastic.
Alright, Maze Glider. Multicolored creatures you control have flying. He's a 3/5 flyer for 6. Not the worst stats.
Rather play him than the white dude.
Yeah, me too.
Absolutely rather play him than
Because
the white
flying is actually awesome. Alright, Mind Static. Counter target spell unless it's controller plays 6. So what they did is they took 2 mana leaks and stapled them together.
They did.
And I hate that.
They made a card that's even worse. If only there weren't, like, I don't know, 7 cards that counter spells better than this card does. I might be in.
I hate everything about Mind Static.
Yeah, I'm not.
And I love Mana Leak. I just hate... I feel that Mind Static is lazy design.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I like the look of the card.
It's very pretty.
It's a neat card. I might even play it in the limited, but I'm not a big counter.
Again, like I can see it. I am a big counterspell guy in limited stuff because I want to be able to answer their bonds, and I can see this getting played and constructed as well, just because it's another counterspell. But it's easier to cast than rewinds. But are you going to play this over rewinds?
No.
Are you going to play this over dissipate?
No. Are you going to play it over the new counterspell they've got? No. Absolutely not. My thing. You play this when you have literally decided that you want to go old school, play 4 Prodigal Sorcerers, a bunch of card draw, and the rest counterspells.
No one ever.
That's the only time this guy's ever going to get played, and it's the only time it's worth getting played, I think, is if you're just having a lot of fun. Now look at the next card, Murmuring Phantasm.
Murmuring Phantasm. He is a 0/5 defender for 2. I think he's actually going to fill a role that is needed and constructed.
I agree. I think he's going to be impactful.
He's going to fill that role that Kraken Hatchling had. And an 0/5 is greater than an 0/4, so he's going to be able to block and live longer than Hatchling would have.
Well, the most important thing is you can't on turn 2 blow this guy out.
Right. Well, you can. I mean...
But you have to spend 2 resources to do it.
Yeah.
And if I'm the control deck and you just spent 2 burn spells to blow up my 0/5 wall, there's a part of me that's dancing. Like, right. I'm very excited at that point. You know, Kraken Hatchling, they print Amizium Mortars, you blow that guy out, he's done. This guy, on turn 3, you can kill him if something of yours dies, and then you blast him for 1. I like him. I'm in love with this card, I really am.
I do like him. I'm not willing to say that I'm in love with him.
I'm in love. I hate to say it, it's the truth.
Phantasm will see play in Standard. There, that is my prediction for this guy.
All right, I agree.
I know it's a huge, bold move, and this doesn't really necessarily pay off. I'm the guy who's playing him,
right?
But I think he's going to see some play.
Well, I'll make your day. I'll play him, and we'll go from there. Oh, Gatekeepers.
Opal Lake Gatekeepers. 2 more gates, you can draw a card.
Yeah.
Unexciting?
Yeah, it'll get played
later. Yeah.
I'll play Cantrip guy. I'm alright.
I still kind of want to live in this fantasy world where I see people running play sets of all the Gatekeepers, play sets of all the gates, and Mazes Ends.
Right.
And trying to figure out ways to win from there.
Well, here's what you have to do.
You take their best guy with the red one.
Right.
You draw into another Gatekeeper with the blue one. You make another one with the white guy. You kill something with the black guy, and the green one. Does it pump something?
I think it pumps something.
Whatever.
I'm not sure.
Okay, this.
If you win with an army of 2/4s and a bunch of lands that come into play tapped, you have obviously not seen aggro all day.
I actually like this guy a lot in Pauper.
Okay.
Because the guild gates see a ton of play in Pauper.
Which makes sense.
And a 2/4 body for 2 or for 4 is not the worst, and drawing a card is not the worst. And the Pauper deck that I think would play this plays stuff like, Temporal Storm.
Right.
And Ghastly Flicker.
Oh, yeah.
From Avison Restored.
Yeah.
And we'll just blink that guy out and just keep drawing
cards and have a good time with it.
So I think that guy's fine. Not constructed playable unless it's Pauper, but let's move on to Runner's Bane. Enchant creature with power 3 or less. When it enters the battlefield, tap enchanted creature. Enchanted creature doesn't untap during its...
Sure.
You know what I like this in?
What's that?
In Modern.
Really?
Yes.
Alright.
And I like this because Tarmogoyf is a Kai.
No, that's true.
And this says deal with target Tarmogoyf until Runner's Bane is dealt with.
But so does pacifism.
Well, yeah, but...
And there's no limitation on pacifism.
True.
This guy, for me, is
pacifism means you have to play whites. And if you're playing whites in Modern, then...
No, alright, I got you. I
and that means you're on Soul Sisters.
Which I'm fine with. It's a fine deck. But it doesn't win a lot, but I had fun with it. So, Runner's Bane to me is another, in Cross, it's another random blue tap your dude down spell.
Yeah.
That has to be in every draft format or else blue gets housed. Like, that's how it feels for me.
Alright, so move on to Trait Doctrine.
Did this spell ever get played ever before?
It got played at the First Worlds, didn't it?
Was it Magical Hack or something?
Magical Hack, Sleight of Mind. I don't remember which one it is. But I was expecting something a lot more exciting than this.
Oh yeah, this is awesome.
What do you want this to be good against? I mean, like, what is this good against?
Nothing right now. There's like, what, 3 pro color guys, and then maybe that, so I don't...
Isn't the pro spider pro blue?
Yeah.
So you can't change
do anything
this.
to him. You could change your guy, I guess, into black or something, but not as an instant. Ha! So, this card is...
The Trait Doctrine's boring.
It's boring and terrible. I'm just going to go on out and say...
Yeah, there's...
Somebody took a nap, they woke up, they had a deadline.
The art's awesome, and I think maybe that they designed the card off the arts.
Which is possible. That's a fluff card. A very, very fluff card.
Maybe, I don't know.
No, I can't even...
Uncovered Clues is a common. I think it's going to see a lot of play.
I do too.
Not in Standard or Modern,
that.
because it has a whole sorcery thing to it. I think this is going to be a fairly good Pauper card.
I'll buy that.
The ability to look at the top 4 cards of your library and getting more instants or sorceries, again, I think it fits in the Temporal Fissure deck.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't see it seeing a lot of play outside of that.
I wish this were an instance, because I've had someone I know compare this to Forbidden Alchemy.
Right.
And even Alchemy doesn't see play right now. But
I don't know. It's again, blue is pretty lackluster in this set. If you had to lay the colors out,
they got Windrake.
They did get Windrake, and that, let me tell you,
didn't they get Windrake in M13 too?
They did. They did. When you run out of blue creatures, when you're designing a set, you revive Windrake. Because everybody knows you cannot have a limited format without a 2/2 flyer for 3. You just can't. Doesn't matter what. No, can't.
You ready to go to black because I'm tired of blue already.
Oh, it's awful. Like, that made me tired.
Okay, so the first guy we have is Bane Alley Blackguard. He is a 1/3 for 2.
Sure.
Skip.
Yep.
Let's move on to Blood Scrivener, because that guy's actually interesting.
I actually like this guy.
Okay, so relevance. He is a zombie.
Which
he is the best 2-drop zombie I think that a zombie deck would want, because Highborn Ghoul with Intimidate, he's not really getting it done. He's not getting any card advantage. Whereas this guy with the zombie deck, you're pretty much puking your hand out there, and oh, there we go. Look, 2 cards in a life.
And you're okay with that.
Yeah.
And, you play this guy that turned out to Wrath, you're really okay with that.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a bad thing. I think that guy's going to be fine. Does it make the deck suddenly broken? No.
No, he's not going to single-handedly bring back zombies as an archetype.
No.
Because I think if you want to play with black and red creatures like Aristocrat, you're just going to want to play the Aristocrats.
Yeah.
But I think this guy's very good.
I do.
I think he is the best monocolored card in the set. I did say monocolored.
All right. Okay. Well, considering he doesn't have a lot of people to fight with in there. I'll give you that. I'll definitely give you that.
All right, let's move on from Blood Scrivener. He's great.
Yes.
Crypt Incursion. Exile all creature cards from target player's library. You gain 3 life for each card exiled this way.
Good old sideboard.
It's an instant. It's a great sideboard card. It is one of those sideboard cards that a color wants because it doesn't want to keep relying on Tormod's Crypt or Rest in Peace. And I think it's obviously great against Junk Reanimator.
Yeah, I'm all in. Not awful. If Zombies does become a thing, would be really great against Zombies.
Yeah. All right, put Undying on the stack. Get rid of your Gravecrawler and your Messenger, and let me get 6 life.
Absolutely.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, I'm in.
All right, Fatal Fumes.
Play.
Target creature gets -4, -2 until end of turn. It costs 4. It's an instant. Okay, there we go.
And I'll play it in limited.
Yep.
There you go. I really play this guy in limited though.
Higher Torturer. Target opponent loses 2 life and reveals a card at random from his or her hands.
I'm super okay with that card. Not in any kind of standard format, but
it makes so. I don't get it. Why reveal the card?
Because I'm torturing you. Get it? I dealt damage to you, and you revealed your secret.
I get it now.
It's another fluff card.
Jazz hands.
Yes. Yay! Another fluff card, yeah, but that's not bad. I'll
No,
play
it's
that
not
limited
bad
all the time.
Yeah, I mean, 2/3 defenders. I play Horse Blockade already.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's fine.
In fact, give me 4 of those guys. We'll make this game real fast.
He's a human.
He is a human.
I don't know what relevance that has in limited, but he's a human.
He's also a rogue.
He is.
Just in case.
He can block the Master Rogue.
Yeah, he can. Well, not Master.
What is his name?
I don't know.
The hybrid black blue guy.
That guy. He can block him all day and kill him.
So we've got our next abomination. Multicolored creatures you control have Death Touch.
I'm as excited as this as I was about brushing my teeth this morning. It's a thing. It's gonna happen. I can see people playing it and blowing me out with it.
Why is that an elemental when it's pretty clearly a bug?
It is a bug. No, elementals come in all different shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
The blue.
I didn't realize a bug wasn't elements.
It's clearly part of the periodic table. Pontiff of Blight.
Good lordy.
I really like him in limited.
Also a zombie.
Yeah.
But she's not going to see play as zombies.
No.
I do like that it gives other creatures you control extorts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this is what was pushing over an Orzhov deck.
No.
But I do think that this is a very good guy.
Yeah, I'm in.
I mean, the 7 toughness, the relevant ability. He's not going to trade a lot in combat.
No.
But
not going to die.
I don't think he's meant to trade a lot in combat.
No, I agree with that. And you know what? Let's be honest. You put that down, you've got a bunch of random dudes, 2 others of which have extort. This guy's a bomb. Like, absolutely a bomb. I don't mind playing him when it's near the end of the game. I wouldn't mind playing him on turn 6, let him try to deal. I'm happy with that guy.
Alright, Rakdos Strike. Flying, Unleash, 3 mana for a 1/2. They could have made this guy cost 2 and make him a 0/1.
Yep.
And give him Unleash.
Yeah.
He's not going to see constructive play.
No, but I'm very happy with him in limited.
Yeah, me too.
I like 2/3 flyers for 3.
Yep. Sinister Possession. Whenever enchanted creature attacks or blocks a controller, loses 2 life.
Yeah, alright. Didn't they have a card like this before?
I'm sure they have.
I think they did. Again, I'm seeing a lot of stuff that just kind of, blast from the past kind of thing. I like Sinister Possession, though. Not in anything in the constructed formats, I think, at all, maybe. But again, in limited, it's fine.
I don't like it at all.
Really?
Yeah.
If you needed
It reminds me a lot of stuff like Contaminated Grounds,
mm-hmm.
where you're like, oh man, this card's going to be great. They're going to tap their mana, and they're going to lose 2 life.
And then they just
and
stop
it's going to
doing
be black mana, and then they're just going to be like, all right, well, I'll take 2, and my guy will deal with your guy, and all right, I've taken 2. You've lost 2 cards to my guy and my 2 life.
Yeah, all right, I'll give you that.
All right, Ubisoft Gatekeepers.
Kill a dude? I'm
Yeah,
alright
Kill a
with it.
Dude. He reminds me a lot of
Skin Render?
Skin Render, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Him and another 4-drop, Necrotol.
Necrotol.
I don't know why he reminds me of Necrotol. He looks nothing like him.
No.
But I guess it's just the whole when it enters the battlefield, kill a guy thing.
Yeah, he's a totally nerfed Skin Render.
Yeah.
But and limited fantastic card again. He might find some way to be in a constructed deck somehow, possibly, maybe.
Yeah, in my dream.
Yeah,
20,
in your dream, 24
guild
gates. Yeah, I mean, I'm in. I'm all in for that.
Let's go on to red.
Which I think will be good.
All for the guilds.
Yay!
Monocolored creatures can't block this turn.
Actually not
Thragtusk
terrible.
can't block? Angel can't block?
You're not going to get blown out by Angel Restoration when you play all for the guilds.
I mean...
It's really not bad. I think it could be relevant.
I'm going to cast All for the Guilds on turn 3 with my team at sorcery speed.
Right.
And then you're going to cast Restoration Angel. You weren't going to block anyways.
You're going to box out your Thragtusk.
Yeah.
Game
well, I mean, this is on my
turn
turn 3,
3.
yeah.
Right.
The art's amazing.
Yeah.
The card, not so much.
I don't know.
There's actually been a lot of really good monocolored creatures in Limited, like the Gatekeepers and stuff.
Absolutely.
That make combat hard. So I could see this being maybe a 23rd card in a red-based Limited deck, but it's not something I'm happy about.
No. Well, I feel about the same way with that as I do Mark for Death.
Yeah.
If I've got to play it, it can have its moments, but for the most part, I really don't want to play the card. But, and I don't know. I didn't want to play Powerheart Wolf either, and that card ended up being crazy.
Oh,
So.
Powerheart Wolf's also a body and has Undying.
Yeah, alright, fine. Clear path.
Kills a guy with Defender. Next!
Yep. Woohoo! Maze Rusher.
6/3
All your
for
creatures
6
have
with haste.
I'm okay with that.
I am too.
No,
that fits very well in Red's flavor, and yeah, I'm fine
I'll
with
play
that.
that guy, yeah, absolutely.
I will not play him in Constructed, but I will play him in Limited.
No, yeah, all day.
Possibility Storm is a card that I believe was made for Travis Wu. It was not made for Joshua Claytor. Mainly because I'm not very creative. And if I'm playing a red enchantment, I want it to make all non-basic lands mountains.
I understand that. You know how I am when it comes to janky, awful, wonky cards.
Okay, so let's just, read it because the text is so tiny.
Right.
Whenever a player casts a spell from his or her hand, that player exiles it, and then exiles cards from the top of his or her library until he or she exiles a card that shares a card type with it. That player may cast that card without paying his mana cost. And then he or she puts all cards exiled with Possibility Storm on the bottom of his or her library in a random order.
Right.
This makes every card you have Cascade.
Yes.
Except you don't get the benefit of the first spell.
Right.
And it doesn't matter if it costs less.
Correct. Correct.
So if you're casting a Supreme Verdict into this, and you have either a Farseek or a Supreme Verdict left in your deck, then you better hope you hit that Supreme Verdict.
True.
It's neat. I can see this being really good against Sphinx's Revelation.
Right.
Because they...
Don't get the Sphinx's Revelation.
Yeah.
I think we get Azorius Charm instead.
Which is okay.
I don't know what it's going to do. I can't tell you that it will ever be played, but I love the card. I can't help it. I think it'll be fun to play.
It probably will be a lot of fun to play with.
Probably in a more casual setting where you have 15 turns to go
I think Possibility Storm was tailor-made for Commander.
Yeah, I can give you that.
Alright, let's go on to Punish the Enemy. Deals 3 damage to target player and 3 damage to target creature. 5 mana, instant.
I'll be happy to play it limited all day. 6 mana, or 6 damage for 5 is fine.
Whatever.
I mean, that's all you can do.
I don't even want to talk about this anymore.
Yeah.
Let's go to Pyrowild Shaman.
I don't know.
He's got Blood Rush. And whenever one or more creatures you control do combat damage to a player, if it's in your graveyard, you can pay 3 to put it back into your hands.
I like him. I like him in Constructed, maybe.
I like him in Constructed. And he's a 3/1 for 3, which isn't the worst. Slaughterhorn sees play.
Absolutely. The important part is, whenever one or more of your creatures deals combat damage to a player, return him to your hand.
Yeah.
That guy can get yourself in a nice little aggro loop. Worst comes to worst, you're paying multiple for this guy late game to get a threat back.
Yep.
You know, any threat that comes back in aggro that doesn't really cost a ton and is colorless mana, so I can fit him in anything that I can splash red in, I'm fine with.
He's a really expensive grave crawler that can block
Absolutely.
or give a guy +3/+1.
Absolutely. I'm fine with that guy.
Yeah, I am too.
Utilities, my buddy.
All right, Riot Piker.
Yawn.
2/1 for 2, first strike, attacks each turn. If able, this is a functional reprint of another goblin, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Whatever.
I really wish he cost 1, by the way.
I wish you did too, but if...
Maniac, was that guy's name?
Gosh, that guy was really good.
Yeah, this guy's 1 mana away from being there.
Did Gruul get a good 1-drop hybrid?
I don't know. I don't think.
I know they got Burning Tree Emissary. Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Look, I said it when we did this last time. I told you how awesome I thought that card was going to be, and I did see a ton of constructed play.
I'm so glad it exists. Alright, Rubber Belt Maka.
Another solid
four.
Fortress guy.
Very good and limited.
Yeah. Other than that, meh.
Alright, this one is the Smelt Ward Gatekeepers. He is the Act of Treason Gatekeeper.
Mm-hmm.
Notice that it says an opponent controls.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't have 7 mana, run out this guy onto a board with your 3-drop that you just cast.
Right.
He's fine.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? There are so many active treason-like effects in this set. It's kind of, I'm surprised we're not playing Bloodthrone Vampire, Cartel Aristocrat, and Falconrod Aristocrat, and every one of those effects, and just taking creatures and sacking them all day long.
You got Fling too, right?
Yeah, there's Fling too. I mean, let's just do that all the time. I'll take your Thragtusk, I'll attack you with your Thragtusk, I'll sack your Thragtusk, I'll get your token, thanks. Let's do it all the time.
Alright. Let's not. Weapon Surge.
Yeah.
Target creature you control gets +1/+0 and gains first strike until end of turn.
There's a bomb unlimited, dude. I dig that card.
Dire Charge sees play in block constructed.
Mm-hmm. But
I'm okay with this.
It is the Magic 2 number.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, on Frog in a Blender, etc.
Absolutely.
What was that spell? Out of Odyssey.
Trumpet Blast.
No, that was out of Urza's block.
I wish I could remember the name of it.
Because you played Wild Mongrel, Bastion Rolls, you're green-red aggro, and you had Reckless Charge.
Yeah,
That's what it is, Reckless Charge. Okay, that's not Reckless Charge, nor is it Dyna Charge.
True.
It's okay though. First Strike I'd rather have. I like it more than Dyna Charge in block because with First Strike, you're basically killing their entire squad.
Absolutely.
But we'll see. The Block Pro Tour is coming up rather soon, so
We'll see what gets played with.
I think Weapon Surge will get played on the Pro Tour.
Ooh.
Alright, we're on to the green. We're almost done. We've got artifacts and lands to go, but thankfully we'll not say much about lands.
Absolutely.
Alright, so we're at Battering Crisis.
Yes.
He's a fish beast. Again, Nightmare Fuel.
I'm not against this guy.
Oh, he has Trample too.
Yeah, that's what he's one of the only evolved dudes that can get the trample thing going. Constructed, probably not. Limited all day. I'm pleased with him limited. Yeah.
All right, let's move to the Insect Warrior. 2/2 for 2, which is fine.
2/2 for 2, and he can do stuff later on in the game.
He can become a 5/5 for 6 mana at the end of the game.
Another shot at another reprint from forever
This
ago.
guy reminds me of the Invoker cycle.
Mm-hmm.
They saw a lot of play in Limited.
Absolutely.
The Flame Wave saw some play in Standard.
Yeah.
But this guy will see play in Limited.
Absolutely.
Alright, Maze Behemoth. Multicolor creatures you control have Trample.
Sure. I don't like this guy at all. I really don't.
I expect my 5/4s
To cost 4
us,
or 5, yeah. Absolutely.
and to not be a 5/4 or Trample.
Yeah, I'm not pleased with that. Of the behemoths, I think he's the absolute worst.
I think green got the worst in the common cycles.
Yeah, you're probably correct.
Alright, let's look at Mending Touch. Regenerate target creature.
Neat Trick Unlimited.
Yep.
I'm alright with it. I like Mutant Spray.
Target creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it fights target creature an opponent controls. This is a narrower pit fights.
Correct.
This is a narrower prey upon.
But it is another one of those effects, which you're seeing in this. I love drafting those effects.
I know you
I would
do.
play them all, and I think there's a dual card later on, or the fuse cards, or whatever you want to call them, that has another one of those effects.
They're actually called split cards.
Split cards. Well, they make me excited. I'm very excited about that. This not so much, but I'm down, man. I'm in. Let's do it.
I do like the flavor to it.
Yeah,
Mutant's Prey, you get the 1/1 counter because it's mutated.
absolutely.
Alright, Photo Burst. Big giant plant hydra thing gets +5/+5 until end of turn. Didn't they do this in a base set?
Yes,
and then they eventually made it an instance?
Yes. They made it an instant and turned it into Titanic Growth. So, congratulations, we're still not going to play the sorcery.
Okay,
However, if you think about it, would you not play that in bosses?
No.
Really?
Yeah,
Just for
really.
the one-turn burst?
Nope, never.
Alright, fair
I
enough.
would maybe play this in Infect,
Okay.
Improper,
Yeah,
and in Modern,
absolutely. Yeah.
because it lost its Invigorate, and having a 5/5 boost is still pretty good.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
But I can't see me playing it in anything ever
Alright.
serious. Renegade Crisis. He's a beast mutant. Whenever he evolves, put a 1/1 counter on each other creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it. I do believe that there's a really good Simic deck out there.
I agree. I don't think I'm going to be able to come up with it.
What I like this is in the bug deck
Okay.
with the Duskmail Seer, the Zamet Guildmage, and Young Wolf and stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I could get behind that guy. He's a 3/2 for 3. He's not the worst.
I think that's if you're going to build a Simic deck. By the way, I think that's what you have to do. You have to build it with Zamet Guildmage. You play it a little bit slower. You still get big crazy guys. You just draw a bunch of cards and just out pressure them.
Yeah.
Like that's got to be the way to do it.
Alright, so the Gatekeeper doesn't make any more dudes, doesn't pump things,
Right.
but it does gain you 7 life.
And limited, that's very powerful.
That is very good.
On a body, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm all in.
Anyways, we can't really say much more about the Gatekeepers.
No.
They're good if you have gates, they're awful if you don't. I mean, there's still 2 4s for 4.
Yeah, I mean, they'll get played.
Yeah.
They'll get played.
Skylasher.
I like him. I like
Can't
him
be
a lot.
countered, reach, protection from blue. This guy is about 3 sets too late to deal with Delver of Secrets.
Delver's still there, man. It's still there. It's still there.
He's
not
he's
good
very good against Geist. He's very good against Delver.
Absolutely.
I think this guy will have more of an impact on Modern.
Probably so.
And, I mean, he's still a 2/2 for 2
Yeah.
with Flash.
Absolutely. I'm fine
I
with
mean,
this guy.
some people, Ambush Viper saw French play.
Yeah.
And at worst, this guy's a sideboard card.
And you're happy to have him.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he pretty much counters Lingering Souls all by himself.
He does. He definitely does.
I mean, you're still taking damage.
Oh, yeah, but not.
Alright. Moving on to Thrashing Moss Dog.
Yeah! This card's awesome. In limited.
I wish I would have joked with this. I wish I could look at you and be like, "Hey, Will, what's up, Moss Dog?" And you'd be like, I don't know. What is up, Moss Dog? And then I could be like, "Not much, homie." Yeah.
He looks an awful lot like the thing from Hellboy 2.
I never saw Hellboy 2, so I have no idea what
You're
you're
going to
talking
have to
about.
take my word on it then.
Alright. Let's move to the artifacts.
Yeah, artifacts.
There's 10 of them in this set. They all cost 3. They're all not signets.
And most of them want you to have a clue. Whoa.
But yeah, it's a clue stone for each guild. They all do the same thing. You add one of the guild colors, or you pay the guild mana, sacrifice it, and draw a card. It's a mana more expensive for a Mind Stone. I kind of like them,
I do like them.
but I wish they'd just given us back signets.
Yeah, they don't fit in this set. As far as everything else is way too fast. Everything's going a million miles an hour. This card is a great thing to do in limited, because when you no longer have to you can draw it.
If they were really dead set on making these things cost 3, they could have given us a variant of talismans.
Yes,
which I guess is what they have done,
Yeah,
but I don't know.
I don't know. I just don't like the cost for work.
I
right now.
do not envy Magic designers and R&D people. They all have a hard job.
Well, the thing that gets me is that I feel like that they definitely get different teams to design the sets within.
Well, obviously
because you
they
can
do.
tell. You can tell what's the aggressive team, and then this team is like, well, hold on. We may have made a mistake. So let's. We need you guys to just bring out some humdrum. Majority of these cards are going to be really slow, and let's try to get this under control, shall we? And then you can't take away the prior two sets.
We shan't not. Let's move on to lands.
All right, there's a lot of them.
We don't have to say much about them. You're getting the guild gates back. Also,
21 lands.
not only are you getting the guild gates, but you're getting...
All of the pain lands back.
Where are the pain lands? They're not on this page.
You have to take a word for it. The pain lands are coming back.
Yeah, the shock lands.
The shock
You're not getting
lands,
pain
yeah.
lands.
No,
You're not
I'm
getting the
sorry.
dark hallways.
I'd take pain lands.
I'd be happy with those.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the only new land is Maze's End.
Woohoo!
It comes into play tapped.
Yeah.
It pays 3.
Yep.
A lot of people say that this is Thawing Glaciers like.
It is.
But Thawing Glaciers only got basics, right?
Yes.
Maze's End's only going to go get 1 of 4. So where you are actually legitimately thinning your deck with Thawing Glaciers, you're maybe getting 1 of 12?
Wasn't there a 1 white enchantment recently that said when something came into play, you could untap it if it came into play tapped?
Yeah, but I don't think this is not the card for that card.
Why not?
Because I think that card was out of, Future Sight?
I don't remember what
I don't remember what it was either.
But I'm just saying that was a card. This might get played with that. Other
I
than
think
that,
Andy just sided us.
it's possible. I don't understand this card. I mean, obviously I understand what a card does, but I guess someone might break it. If you do, you're fantastic.
I like it in EDH because
You go search out stuff.
It gives you it's cheaper than having to go buy a bunch of dual lands
Yeah.
because you have guild gates and
Oh yeah, maybe we'll look at it like that.
yeah.
Well, either way, I'm buying a case of this stuff, so we're gonna have a bunch of them.
It's neat. I mean, it's flavorful.
Yeah.
But all right, so we've went over the artifacts, the lands, and the 5 monocolored cards.
Absolutely.
Well, more than the 5 mono.
Colors.
Yeah, you all know what I'm trying to say. What is your favorite card that we've reviewed so far in the sets?
I really, really like the Scion.
The Scion.
The white Scion.
The white Scion. So Will's favorite card in the set is Scion of Vitu-Ghazi.
Absolutely.
And my favorite card so far is Blood Scrivener. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up this recording for Thursday. We'll have the monocolored stuff up for you on Thursday, and like I said earlier, the 3 of us will be back with the multicolored cards and our plans for the weekends. We hope this has been entertaining to you, and thanks for joining me and Will on PureMTGO.com for our wonderful set review. We'll see you Friday. Bye.